Hi everyone, here's Simone. This is tutorial 13 and today we're gonna speak about circular tunnel. This is the main technique. We're gonna go back here later. Let me just... this technique will allow us to create stuff like that. Or even more fancy like this. Here other techniques are involved like texturing and other stuff, but the concept of how the things are moving is the same. Okay, so let's analyze the network, and here we have I split the view of the UI pane, and I make the camera bigger without using the uniform scale things, because sometimes I don't know, it's not looking good. So I just change the SOP that is actually being rendered, and I make bigger this one, so it won't affect focal things and what you see. Okay, you're just making bigger the objects for visualization purpose. Okay, first trick. Everything starts with a torus. Okay, and here there's another trick. If you set the primitive type as polygon, and then maybe you wanna have it with a wireframe, you can just do it without material, just by changing the connectivity type. For the GPU, the triangles make surface, quadrilateral make surface, and the other stuff are doing line. This happens only if it's configured as polygon, because each part of the 3D object has primitive and normals. You see. Triangle are faster than a quadrilateral. Even faster are this one, alternate triangle, because you have just one point position and then the other is the opposite, so for the GPU it's faster to calculate. Okay, you can achieve the same result by using a tier stripe object if you're working with OBJs. Okay, explanation of torus. The trick that we are actually doing here, it's kind of simple, and is the following. We are using the same rotation to the path SOP that is actually moving the camera and the inside light, and the torus are rotating accordingly, so they will always come to you kind of 90 degrees. Okay, the two transform are moving in the rotate parameter y. You can assign a path to a camera, light, or any other 3D component. Should have the path parameter, path SOP. Then you can drag a SOP and do it. The orientation of the torus is Z, and the two circles are both polygon, I guess. Don't know if it really matters. And they are oriented the same, ZX plane. Okay. Let's analyze a little trick that actually I don't get why, but it's like that. So the path needs to be a little bit smaller, and if you go bigger, then this a little bit is a bit more. Then I show you the number of the other path. And the radius of the instances, because I have a torus and then this component here is a simple SOP that is instancing the torus. The radius is smaller, just a tiny bit. Let's go in the fancy one. And as you can see here, also the path is the radius path is like 83, and the instances are like 82, 85. So yeah, a tiny bit of difference will center you the object. The first time you do it, you see why the camera, I'm not seeing nothing. This is actually moving. Let's go back here. This is centered. The camera, when you drop it, one from here, okay, by default is set in the translate Z parameter to 5, so it's a bit far away from the point where it should be. Okay, if you use a path, then this number has to be 0, because if not, you are moving from the path, and you don't want that. Maybe yes, but if you want to have it centered, then you should put 0. And then also move a bit the camera to center the rotation. If not, like you go forward and you smash to the torus. If you make more complex composition, a setting of the camera that actually will help you if you are smashing in front of something. You cut it before, so it's kind of nicer to see. And you set here the near parameter of the camera a bit bigger. By setting this parameter bigger, you are actually say the radius. Imagine that the camera has a radius, okay? This radius is where the render stop rendering the point, okay? So if the radius is bigger, then I can show you. I don't know if you put 10 here. You see, I'm cutting the point. Okay, if you put them 2, they arrive a bit more to me. If you put 1, okay, you see I'm start cutting. This is more visible. If you put 10, then okay. So it's how much an object can be near to the camera. It's near. Okay. What else? Let's go and take a look to the last trick. This do not regard the tunnel, but is like how to apply texture around the surface. As you can see here, the noise here is applied around the surface of the torus. Okay. In order to do that, you need to have a bit of knowledge of what UVs are. So here I'm like taking the UVs that come with the SOP, they are embedded data mostly, and then with the SOP unwrap component, that is actually, it's a fake render. I explained a bunch of time in my tutorial. I'm using it for a lot of stuff. You're actually outputting color buffer 1 and 2 workspace position normals, and you can find this component in the olive. Remember to support the olive. It's the best place where you can really find good stuff. You can support it user week. I mean, find a way to support it. It's here somewhere. Okay, you can find my page called by searching the creator Citrullo, and then you take the where is it? Color here, SOP UV unwrapper, and there's also an explanation in this website that you should read it. Wow, a lot of people. Okay, so what it's doing is actually outputting normals and point position of the incoming SOP. To apply new UVs to a texture, that actually is also good looking, you can even use this technique to generate this kind of pattern and use it to make visuals even. You need a reamp top. first input is what you wanna preamp, and second are the UV. Usually UV are red and green. I'm using the other channel. I don't know, looking back. Yeah, I think it's enough. Let's summarize as always. Constant speed, velocity of the animation. Two transform that are actually rotating the same, so you are always getting a good position of the camera. The camera and the camera and the other element that you want to carry with your in your path need to be assigned to the path here. X for path SOP. The instance, if you want to have this kind of tunnel, needs to be a bit bigger than the camera thing, so you are sure you are in the middle. I mean, it's a torus, so you have to be in the middle, so the path needs to be a bit smaller. Yeah, that's it. Hope you like it. Leave a comment, and we see each other next time, guys. Ciao.